Hello, everyone. Welcome to Brent's Booms Room. I'm Brent, obviously. This is my Booms Room, or at least part of it. I got more talks in regards to said Booms Room probably tomorrow morning. I've had this idea for the past few years now. I haven't done it and would like to. So I think tomorrow, hopefully, as long as YouTube cooperates, I plan on doing a tour of the Booms Room. Granted, it's not the most insane spot ever. I've definitely seen toy rooms that are crazier. I've definitely seen toy rooms that are worse. But the cool thing about toy rooms is everybody's is unique. Everybody's is their own everybody's is their own space. So and I think it's kind of cool looking at it. I mean, there's obviously going to be ones that are far more impressive, but at the same time, maybe some inspiration will strike from this video. But anyways, that's not why I'm here. I am here because I'm going to unbox some things that I got for Christmas, that I got in the mail the week of Christmas, etc. And we're going to see what we got here. The first thing, I already unboxed this because I needed a figure of me in my collection. Figures Toy Company made a fan series. They made a bunch of different fan action figures for like crowds and stuff like that. One of them, when they went up, my buddy Doggins immediately responded, "Hey, there's a Brent figure out there, and that's this guy right here." And even has the capability of having a cell phone in his hand, which if you've seen me on a wrestling show, usually I have my cell phone in my hand because I'm taking pictures or whatever. But yes, that's a pretty perfect figure, pretty perfect accessory. Even when he was first posed, he had the cell phone in his hand, so that's pretty perfect. Really cool figure. I like the fan series quite a bit. Some of them are just some of them are a bit crazy, which is fine. That's the whole point. Is they're fans. They're supposed to be crazy and they're supposed to look good in still photography. So yeah, I thought that was a really cool idea. It comes with an entire bag of hands. So you have lots of different hand options. I just went with the cell phone hand and the regular open hand, but yeah, good to have a figure of me around. That way I can do I kind of had the hand pose like this because I was pretending to take selfies with a wrestler, just really funny bullshit. But anyway, the other thing I got for Christmas from my wife, what was that noise? My wife. Oh, sorry, it's early in the morning and I am not prepared to talk. I got the Figures Toy Company merch stand play set. I guess I'm just going to cut all these sides. Got the Let 'em Breathe pocket, or the box cutter here. And there we go. I won't unveil the entire thing, but just kind of get you in the mindset of what you're getting here. It's just a box. It comes with a merch stand in it, obviously. And if you know me, you know when I go to wrestling shows, I love me a good merch stand. So immediately when they announced this, I was like, this is pretty much the perfect thing for me, for my collection. I don't have anywhere to put this, so I will have to figure that part out. But that's a problem for another day. If you see the tour tomorrow, you'll kind of see, oh yeah, clearly I don't have room for anything. There is, okay, so the backdrop of the toy set is just like a regular old backdrop. Not a whole lot of excitement happening there. I've seen some people online, some of my friends in the Turnquest Fig Belt Discord community have jerry-rigged it, so they have real belts on there, and they've got real shirts on there, and it looks a whole lot more like a real merch stand. But it's a very cool template to go off of for sure, and a little bit of ingenuity can take you a greater distance. So I might end up playing around with something kind of what they did and put some actual title belts over the other title belts and stuff like that. But a cool backdrop there. But anyways, there's this leftover tiny table that I have. I have nowhere to put it in that room, as you will see tomorrow, because it is a mess. But part of my New Year's resolution in regard is trying to clean that whole thing up. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it comes with a tablecloth here. I believe that's a tablecloth. It comes with, of course, the merch guy. unfortunately, is not a figure of the Man Scout Jake Manning. They could have put a mustache on him, though. That would have been pretty awesome. He's the guy that runs the AEW merch stands, especially for the smaller shows. Comes with a bag of shirts, but like hard shirts, hard plastic shirts, so you can set them down on like the merch stand table, and it's like, oh yeah, these are the ones that they're grabbing to sell. Like, you know, people grab them out of a box or whatever at shows. And then it comes with a couple of broken tables here, which you can obviously reassemble. There's one broken table. There's two broken tables. You kind of set the tables down. You put the tablecloth over it. You put your t-shirt gimmicks over it. You got your poles for the backdrop. You've got some other things, I think, for the backdrop to kind of hold it in place there. Lots of clips, stuff. I think that is everything inside the box there. Really cool playset idea, though. I don't remember how much it cost. I can't remember if it was 40 or 60. Oh, it doesn't. They're not individual shirts. It's just a stack of plastic shirts, which is fine for the purposes of like, hey, you're just gonna have them laying back there anyways. It's just more so for the appearance than like the actual like selling of merch anyways. But really cool playset idea. I love that Figures Toy Company has kind of found their groove in the wrestling figure landscape here recently with doing the fan series. They have a series of got guardrails out now that are like the current ones that AEW uses on their shows. The ones with like the weird slanty barricade thing. It kind of a weird barricade entrance gate. What am I trying to say? Whatever. It's kind of a weird setup, but they've replicated it perfectly there. They've got lots of other things. They even got rings, and they did a series of toys that I talked about, and I don't know if I did it in a YouTube video. I talked about it on Instagram Live about some of the figures that they released, because I bought a bunch of those last year, 2 years ago. I don't know. But I bought a bunch of those that were just random guys to fill in the collection. Guys like Homicide, even like a Colt Cabana, just because it was just like, I don't know if we're ever going to get like a Jazzwares Colt Cabana or whatever. A regular 6-inch series, granted they're much bigger than the regular Mattel or Jazzwares figures, but yeah. Anyways, Figures Toy Company with these kinds of ideas are killing it. I absolutely love these. I got to figure out how or where to display this, but I plan on trying to figure that out in the new year and get that room all cleaned up. I'll do a tour of it messy this year, and then we'll kind of see how it goes for next year. Maybe we'll have a cool setup in there. So yeah. That's the merch stand accessory set. There's the instructions to put the sticks into the thing and get it all gimmicked up, and we'll play around with that here in my spare time this week, which I do not have any spare time. Anyways, next thing I got in the mail was this package, and I didn't even open it yet, from my buddy John Wayne Murdoch, who was selling these deathmatch gimmicks. What are they called again? The little deathmatch bastards. Cool little toy, sold the little things from Riotzoo that they made, and I thought it was kind of cool. Like, again, it's one of those things, like, you're not really gonna get a John Wayne Murdoch figure in a traditional sense. Probably ever, unfortunately. I mean, if I was rich and wanted to start a toy company, I would do that. And I would do guys like John Wayne Murdoch, guys on the indies that are just absolutely killing it, that you see all over the place. And like, it makes sense that like they could sell it on their merch tables, and you could probably sell enough of these gimmicks to make it work. Plus, there are people like me that just love figures of lots of awesome wrestlers that just don't get figures. So he also threw in a card, which is pretty cool. It looks kind of like it is the Riotzoo card. It kind of goes along with the figure. I have to say this is an official John Wayne Murdoch autograph on the back. And here's a little guy. It comes with a little bit of stuffing in there to keep it not from moving around so much. I'm trying to figure out how to open this without trying to destroy it. Oh, there we go. I think we got it. All right. Take a little bit of padding out there. It's relative. Whoopsies. He lost his, or maybe didn't lose it. Maybe he just comes with it. He's got a gusset plate, tiny little gusset plate there, and a tiny little figure there. I don't know how big this is. Probably, I don't know, an inch or two. Probably about 2 inches or so. It's a little guy, but it's pretty cool. A lot of little details there you can see on the face. Obviously, it's bloody, all bloodied up because he's wrestling in a death match. But the signature John Wayne Murdoch palms hand out posed thing. Like I said, tiny little gusset plate, which is adorable, and you can use that to shred up your death match. If you have another death match little bastard here, you can use your gusset plate on them and make them bleed. JWM signed that as well, which is pretty cool. Really cool figure. It's like I said, I don't know where you're gonna put the. I can kind of stick the gusset plate there. That kind of works. Hey, there we go. Really cool figure. I'm gonna slot that into my collection. I don't know if I'm gonna buy all the little deathmatch bastards. I have looked at them. They are kind of cool. But I just want to buy this one because JWM was selling it on his Twitter account, and I was just like, you know what, that's really freaking cool. I want to get one of these, and it just worked out. But I think maybe if they were a little bit bigger, I'd probably go insane on them. I think I'm okay just buying a few random ones of people that I really like, instead of going like super crazy on these. But cool little series there. We got a box from Ringside as well. Well, we'll talk about that item last. Ringside released a new item, and I was like, well, shit, I need to buy that. And so I did. And then, of course, because every time I place an order on Ringside, I do not pay shipping because you can use the code SHIPFREE60 if you spend $60 or more. And I'm like, well, I'd rather get a couple more items that I've been wanting anyways and get free shipping and get more stuff, more bang for my buck, if you will. So instead of paying shipping, I got an MJF U2's figure here. I bought the Orange Cassidy U2's. I thought that was actually a really cool figure. I have gotten largely out of the Funko Pop game. Granted, like, they keep releasing stuff. Like, I saw the Firefly series at Target this past week, and I was just like, shit, I really want to buy these, but don't do it. But because I don't really have like a Firefly display place, I don't have room for that. But I do have a shelf where I do have random wrestling figures that John Wayne Murdoch's probably going to end up on, and then this MJF is going to end up on as well. And I thought the U2s were cooler than I thought they were going to be. Granted, like, I knew Funko Pops were whatever, but like, I don't know, I just really like how these feel. They got a good heft to them. They're like not like you can set it down easily on a tabletop and it's not going to fall over. It's just a really cool figure, and the face details, there's a little bit more there. Obviously, it's not like crazy detail on the face, but again, I think this one was like $8, so it was like an easy no-brainer, especially for the new AEW champion. He's got the signature scarf on there. He's got the Dynamite Diamond ring on his finger. Just a perfect like MJF encapsulation. Like, it's just a really cool figure. So I was like, I will absolutely add that to my AEW random figure shelf and even it out, because there's been a lot of random WWE toys over the years, but AEW really, hasn't been able to. I mean, it's so new that they haven't really been able to corner that marketplace that it's just like, when a good YouTube pops up, and I might grab it. I thought about grabbing I didn't even see that they went up, that the Rizzler, Big Boom AJ, Big Justice had U2s pop up on Pro Wrestling Tees. And like, by the time I even saw it, which I don't know how I missed that, because normally I'm all up on that website and every announcement, but the Rizzler was already sold out, and I was just like, well, shit, do I just buy the other two? I don't know. I feel like I need all three of them because they're all, it's the three of them. I don't know what I'm going to do there. I haven't figured that out. I do have a custom Big Boom AJ figure, a Jazzwares one, Jazzware style one, from my buddy Mitch, who made that. Thanks to Dan for hooking that up and making that whole thing happen as well. And Turnquist of Turnquist Custom Belts, which has a great Discord, which you should join. And if you don't know how to join it, send an email to an email address that I'm not sure what it is. Go on their Instagram. I think the details are there. I don't know. Anyways, great figure community. If you like figures, join the Turnquist Fig Belts Discord community. I don't know how to go there. I don't know how to recommend you go there, even though I help run the place. Next figure I got was Wendy Chu. This has been on my wish list for a while. It's been kind of hard to get. I have seen the series in stores. I've never seen this figure in stores. It's just my luck when it comes to like any figure I want in the main event line. I either pre-order it and I see it everywhere, like that Thea Hale, or I don't pre-order it and I don't see it anywhere. But luckily Ringside had it up. It was only $20 during one of the Christmas sales when this popped up. So I was just like, well, you know what? In the grand scheme of things, $20 ain't so bad. So I really wanted the cookie one as well, the face version of this character, but I don't know if that'll happen. But I'm definitely happy to at least have this one, the spooky Wendy Chu, wearing her signature skeletal pajamas there. Got the cool bubble braids happening. Really, and of course the ACL tear center in NXT. Got to have the leg brace on. I'm just kidding. And she got slippers, of course. I really liked the Wendy Chu aesthetic. I like the gimmick of like, wearing the PJs and the slippers and all sorts of stuff and just being like a wrestling fucking machine. I love the evil look on the face. This really is probably the best main event figure to come out this year. I don't think that's really up for much of a debate. People probably will find something to debate me with about that, but like, this has to be the main event series figure of the year. Ton of detail went into it, all different like parts with the bubble braids and the slipper boot things and the fuzzy leg warmers and like just insane figure for the main event line. Hopefully I can find the cookie version at some point because I would like to have both of them just because I think they're both really cool figures. But we'll see on that. But yeah, really cool. I really like that one quite a bit. Oops, knocked over John Wayne Murdoch. Sorry about that, buddy. Great figure. Absolutely great figure. And last, the reason I placed the order, obviously everybody knows about this, or well, at least most everybody knows about this at this point. Joe Hendry, Ringside, unsanctioned figure. Apparently they got the license to make TNA figures. It was just all a very big, sudden, confusing thing that was happening. And somehow Ringside, who has only been releasing figures, like when did the Legion of Doom come out? Earlier this year, like March or whatever. Somehow they managed to crank out like more figures than Power Town, especially more TNA figures, but like almost as many figures overall as Power Town. And Power Town's been around for fucking 4 years now, and I feel like I'm just going to lose a ton of money to Power Town. I will. Hopefully there'll be some sort of way that people can get their money back from them or something at some point, but I don't even know how that situation is going to go down. But that's not the problem that we're dealing with right now. Right now, the solution is Joe Hendry. I opted for the one with the signature, like the black on the side of the tights instead of the blue on the blue, like a turquoise blue on the blue tights. The turquoise blue on the blue tights was what he wore at the Bound for Glory that I went to. But this is the more signature Joe Hendry apparel. And I'm like, if you're going to get one, you might as well get the one that like, when you think of Joe Hendry, even though I don't have the emotional connection necessarily I do to that moment, but like when you think of Joe Hendry, you think of that. Really cool packaging, really good box, nice window on it. So if you're gonna, buy this to get signed by Joe Hendry, it's a perfect figure for that. It comes with the t-shirt, of course, the signature JH, I Believe in Joe Hendry t-shirt. He's got his Whoopsies, I'm breaking stuff. His legs are crept in there really good. That's why I brought a box cutter along, just because I figured there'd probably be something like that. Got his goofy grin there, which like you could do, I've seen some people, have him kind of in that pose thing that when he does the spin and then he does the pose thing and he's so cheeky and stuff like that. Seen a lot of people pose him like that, and I think that's a really cool pose idea. I'm going to try to pull that off and copy that myself. Got the Jazzwares style torso, maybe the ultimate style torso, although it kind of feels more Jazzwares-ish than anything. Knee pads are just like one solid unit instead of being the clippy things, which is great. Arm joints move pretty well. Leg joints move really well. If anything, they're maybe a little bit loose, but overall, I don't try. That's good. Has a little bit more serious head as well. That if you want to pop on the serious head, you could do that. You got one here, angry Joe Hendry. But otherwise, like the face isn't like perfect. I don't know. There's something weird, like a little bit off about it. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But otherwise, I mean, it's really not bad at all. It's really when I first saw like the studio pictures that Ringside took, it looked really off for some reason. I feel like maybe the light was just hit it. Made it look like extra weird. But like really, it's pretty good. Pretty good. You get a couple extra hands with Mr. Hendry here. You get an extra C grip hand. You get an extra fist hand. I'll have to figure out how I want to get that posed. It would be nice if he kind of had the more open hands because I like me some open hands. And even on the back, he's kind of like, but that's okay. Overall, really solid figure here. I like this one quite a bit. And I'm going to slot him onto my NXT shelf or maybe my WWE shelf. I don't even know where he's at in the company anymore because I don't really follow too closely. I know he was on SmackDown. I know he was on NXT. We'll NXT where I should put him. But either way, really cool that they I love in today's economy where like everybody's doing pre-orders and like, we'll get this toy, we'll buy it, and then, we'll sit for 3 years and wait for the pre-order to come, and who knows if it's coming or not. I like in this world that Ringside is just like, boom, we're going to release a massive figure of like, let's be honest, a pretty big star in wrestling. Regardless of whatever you may think about him, Joe Hendry is a pretty big star in professional wrestling. And just to like drop this out of nowhere like a week before Christmas is insane, and kudos to them for doing that. And I can't wait to see what other TNA figures they have coming out. There's a lot of potential there. Obviously, there's a lot of people like the Hardys that have gotten a lot of figures. Probably will get more. Let's be honest. It would make sense. They're going to sell a lot of Hardys units, which is at the end of the day is why people sell toys. But there's a lot of people on the TNA roster like Leon Slater that don't have figures that would be like a perfect fit for something like this. So we'll see how it ends up going down. But yeah, I need to get to work. I'm going to stop now. But of course, the last thing I need to talk about comes with a stand. And the stand is a little bit thicker than normal because it's got the Joe Hendry logo on there. But also it's got a little speaker in there. And you can, well, should I say Joe Hendry again? Because then I can be like, and like, the bad thing about this is it plays the entire song. So I'm going to stop it now. But anyways, I will see you probably tomorrow for a tour of the Booms Room. So we will see you there. Thank you for watching, and watch some wrestling because wrestling rules.